Hi, folks. This is Reverend Matt coming to you with another Red's Bedtime Story. I'm sure that all of you have done something in your life that you were sorry you did or were ashamed. And I've been reflecting ever since I wrote my book, Nobody Cares and What I Did About It. I was reflecting, and there was one particular thing that I really regret. And I look at it and say, it was wrong. And this is what it is. I had in building when I was working with Kurt Hansen in the very beginning. I had a catch basin that was a converted catch basin into a sewer line, and the building was set back 100 feet off of the street, and I had a single driveway going back there. The lots were 175 feet deep. That was at 1345 Wells. And so what I did was the drain was clogged that went out to the street. So I opened up this manhole cover and I looked down it, and it's got maybe, I don't know, 3 feet of water in there, something like that. And I figured, well, I couldn't see the line that went to the street, the sewer line, the clay pipe. So what I did was I tried all kinds of different things. I couldn't get it done. So I decided I would call a professional drain cleaner. And I called Roto-Rooter. He came out and he broke his electric cleaner in the pipe, and he had a hard time getting it out. When he was done, I had to pay him for his time and his service. And I wasn't happy about that. I wasn't happy he couldn't get the job done, and I had to pay the money. But that was the deal. So I paid him. I called another service. They told me they guaranteed they could do it. They ran a real large, I think it was a 2.5 inch fish tape through there with an auger end on the end of it. And they couldn't get it clean. They couldn't get it out. And I wound up paying them too. I went through 4 or 5 different people until finally, you know how big the yellow pages in Chicago phone book are. I'd gone through everybody and there was nobody to do it. So, being as persistent as I was, this could not stay like this because it was just going to fill up and fill up and fill up. So, I got a hold of a 100-foot snake that was 2.5 inches. And I decided I was going to go down there and do it myself. Well, bad idea. I got down in there and there was raw sewage in there. It smelled, it was urine, it was everything. It was from the toilets, the urinals, everything was down in there. So I just, I got some wading boots or waders that went up to my chest. They went up about this high on my chest. And I got down in it. It was bad. I climbed down on these rebarb steps that you went down in. And actually, as I got to the bottom, it was really, really bad. I mean, really bad. And I couldn't get it done. I couldn't get into the pipe. I couldn't get it started into the pipe, the fish. So I came out and I called Kurt up. And so, Kurt, I said, Kurt, I got this problem. And so I started to explain it to him. And I said, I need somebody that can go down in there and really do the job. And so he said, nobody's going to go down there. They got to be crazy. And I said, yeah, I know. And he said, I got an idea. He said, you want to borrow Tommy? Well, Tommy was a retarded, about a 35-year-old man that he used to check in and out of Dunning, Irving Park in Narragansett for the summertime. And then he would put him back in the wintertime. I don't know what arrangements were made, but maybe he said he was family. So he said, you want to borrow Tommy? So I got Tommy. And like I said, Tommy was somewhat retarded. So I put this suit on Tommy and he goes down into the hole. And he says, Mr. Red, he says, this is bad down here. Mr. Red, this is really bad down here. I can't do this. I can't do this. So I said, there's no way. I didn't know what to do. So I put the manhole cover on top of him on the manhole. He couldn't get out. And he pleaded and pleaded and pleaded. And he started to push the manhole cover up. And they're heavy. And so I rolled. I had a car back there at the time, a station wagon. And I rolled one wheel onto the manhole cover so he couldn't come out. And he did a lot of complaining, but eventually I told him, Tommy, you're not coming out until that's started. So you get it started. And once you get it started, I'll push it through. But you can't come out until it's done. He said, Mr. Red, why you do me this way, Mr. Red? Mr. Red, why you do me this way? And it was the only guy I could really get to go down there to begin with, you know? So at any rate, long and short was he did get it in. And not only that, he pushed it all the way through to the street, opened it up, and the sewage and the water started draining. And I was so happy. I backed up the car, took the wheel off the manhole cover. And after I did, I lifted the manhole cover up and helped him out and took a hose and sprayed him off. And meanwhile, it didn't help. It got inside his waiter and everything else. So he wound stripping down and behind the hot dog stand. At the time, it wasn't an Italian beef stand yet. So he was kind of in the corner. And I was spraying him with the hose, and I gave him a bar of soap. And I said, Tommy, clean that stuff off you. Well, his clothes were ruined. Everything was ruined. One of my neighbors was up on a porch, and they were laughing about this whole thing. And it wasn't funny, really. But they had some old trousers, and they gave him the trousers. And they had some towels. And I thanked them and naturally replaced the towels and everything. But Tommy got he got clean. He got clean. So I said, Tommy, I'll buy you a new set of clothes and I'll give you whatever you want, money-wise. Well, Tommy was retarded. He didn't know what the value of money was. I was going to buy him a suit or something like that. He'd never had a suit in his life. Never. So I told him, I said, what do you want? And he said, I want some new clothes. So, okay. I put him in the car, took him to, I took him to different places. And I said, where do you want to get your clothes at? And he says, Kmart. I figured, well, okay, that's what he wants, Kmart. I'll get him whatever he wants. And I did. And he bought some slacks and he bought some underwear. Actually, I bought a package of underwear, socks, all the different things that he would need. And I think they were like 8 to a pack or something like that at the time. But he got himself a pair of trousers, got him a second pair of trousers, just what he wanted, only what he picked out. I said, Tommy, pick out whatever you want. And then I said, how much money do you want? And he said, I don't know. He said, I have no idea. And so I said, okay, just tell me what you want and I'll give it to you. I'd spent thousands of dollars trying to get this done, right? I didn't care what he wanted. Whatever he wanted, he did the job. So he said, give me $100. And so I called Kurt up and I told Kurt, I said, Tommy only wants $100, you know? And he said, good, give him the $100. He can give it to me. That's the way Kurt was. He didn't care. But Tommy got everything he needed. I drove him back out to the Valley View Yak. And occasionally he would get depressed and he would go down and lay on US 30 on Lincoln Highway and wait for a truck to go by to kill himself. And it never happened. Tommy was checked back into Dunning and everything, you know, Dunning, the mental hospital there. But when I look back and reflect upon it, I've told many people this story, many people, and they've all turned around and said the same thing. You were bad. That was bad. That was probably the worst thing you ever did in your life. And I used to chuckle about it. And now I look back at it and say, it was bad. It was really bad. It was probably one of the worst things I ever did. But you can't change the past. It's something that happened. So I thought I'd share that with you folks. If you like my stories, subscribe to my channel, and definitely give me a thumbs up on this one if you want to hear any more stories like this one. And my book is available, Nobody Cares and What I Did About It, at redwemet.com. That's an autographed edition. You can also get it at Amazon or any fine bookstore will order it for you. Thank you so much. Burping. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. God bless you.